The personnel committee is there to support the church staff. And it's a very basic function, but it's an important function. We get to look into helping the church staff to expand into an area that directly affects the congregation. Like for children's ministry, there could be a little bit of extra staffing. You never know when that person that gets put in that position is going to say that one thing or do that one activity with your child that's going to result in them having a better understanding of God and getting excited about being at church. And so as a personnel committee, I wouldn't say that we have a lot of discretionary funding, but the funding that we actually have can be used to really support the church and the people who actually support the church. And this is the future of the church. The great thing about being involved in the interviews was being able to find out a little bit more depth in the personnel. There's people who have all kinds of different activities they're doing in the church. I didn't really realize at the time. And then there's the administrative staff, and then there's the preacher. And interviewing the preacher was really weird, but anyway, it was neat because you could find out more about the personnel. And I didn't know, for instance, that Mike Brake is taking classes in Greek, which I think is pretty fascinating. And people like Leanne Smith she has a background in graphic arts. It's good to kind of scratch the surface and see that there's more to these people than you see just at church, and that there's capabilities that they have that God's given them or has laid on them that are beneficial to the church in ways that you never knew about, and to find out what they're interested in and even the struggles. And it makes sense that we can learn from what their struggles are and apply them in our lives. And I get to do that on the personnel committee, which is pretty cool. There's the formal personnel committee, and then there's the personnel committee that is everybody else in the church. So I think that everybody is inherently part of the personnel committee. Any opportunity that anybody has to go in and interface with the church staff and to find out what their needs are and what their prayer requests are, and just be there for them and pray with them. I think it's very important for us to feel like as a church we're all really part of the personnel.